What's up, guys? Here doing the fourth try of this video because I've had phone call after phone call after phone call. Finally turned the do not disturb button on my phone on. So this is the Berlinetta / Z28 update. The Berlinetta sitting over here. The parts car is basically being a workbench right now. Before we really start tearing into this car and putting it into that car. This car is getting everything disassembled off the front so I can get this whole car hot seat and get this under hood bay painted black. The 383 stroker is right here. Was placing gaskets and of course putting its new paint job on it. This is not bolted on. It's just sitting there right now. Valve covers, they got a little bit of overspray on them because I'm not using them. I'm going to be using the aluminum finned ones along with aluminum finned air cleaner. Edelbrock 650 carburetor. Let's go ahead and explain some other things that need to be done to this car. Fuel tank needs to be dropped. Sending unit needs to be replaced. Axle needs to be dropped, and some bolts need to be replaced from really generic cheap bolts to good and the original metric bolts that are in it. And it needs gaskets because it's leaking like a sieve. Very bad. Whole car needs vacuumed out, which I'll do that. No big deal. I probably wouldn't have to do that if I went hot seat because all hot seat would blow it everywhere, but I don't really want to do that. I want to vacuum everything out. Just some other random stuff needs to be done. Just a little bit of button everything up before I can get a hot seat. Blow some of my primer off. No big deal. Just reprimer it. I guess that's no big deal to me. I've got some better stuff to do. I started air grinding all this track off. Getting it all cleaned off good. Looking alright. I get this all sanded down. Gonna get the hole in the hump cut out and replace it with that in that car. Make it fit and so I can have the automatic shifter. I want to save it to where I can just unbolt it and put my manual shifter back in it if I have to. If I ever turn it back into a 5-speed. Some rust on the floor up front there that still needs to be replaced and fixed. Yeah, that's pretty much the update of where it's at. The only thing that's really come along in progress is the 383. It's finally out of the Blazer and on the motor stand. We got her finally cleaned up and painted a little bit. And some spots needed repainted or touched up, but I'll worry about that later on. Harmonics balancer, of course, the distributor for it. And a cheap cap. I don't know who made this cap, but this cap is junk. I don't know what company made that cap, but that cap's junk. I'm going to go with MSD. This is getting painted orange, shows the harmonic balancer. Chrome valve, or chrome cover. Got a little bit of black on it, which sucks, but you're not going to see it via the harmonic balancer in front of it. So not a big deal to me. Of course, need water pump. Got to get painted orange as well. Then I got to repaint everything that goes on the front of a 84 Camaro's block. And trust me, there is a lot of bracketry for the bracketry to go to the water pump, bracketry to go to the alternator, air conditioning compressor, power steering pump, all that stuff, and it expands retardedly, extreme amount, all the way around this motor. A lot of people said, "I'll just run a power steering and alternator. You don't need air conditioning." Well, I don't need air conditioning, but I want that luxury. I really would. Air conditioning, being this car had a factory, I would like to have it back because it's a good thing to have, nice to have. And this car is not going to be a strictly race. Like, I'm not even going to try to race this car. I might do one drag down this drag strip just to see what it numbers, and that's it. That ain't going to number that great. This is probably about roughly 400 horse. Maybe hitting 5. The guy said I got it from said it dynoed at 500. But I don't know. I doubt it dynos at 5. I'm putting roughly 400 in it, being I've had it apart. It's have some heavy head work done to it, so that might help it breathe and make the 500. But I don't know. We can make it probably get 5, but I'm pretty much just wanting 400 horse, which I'm pretty sure it's getting now. No big deal. These cars only came stock with like 240 horse, if that. Not real big on power. Z28 had more power than the Berlinetta, of course, because the 5.0 in it was high output, and this was not high output. The 5.0 in this is going to be pulled out of it and saved because I can also put it in that car, and it'll be a matching numbers car pretty much. Both 84s, except that's not a high output motor, so that won't. But it will be a year matching number, so that's always a good thing. So I thought I'd get an update before I get into the Berlinetta so you guys can see it one last time. That it's covered in all kinds of parts. And then the Z28 is up on jack stands getting ripped apart before its big, extreme hot seat bath. And yeah, I'm very happy that my Do Not Disturb button works on this phone because I have not got a call yet. Which is awesome because I can finish this video. So hopefully I'll have this car done by the day I turn 21. I'd love to have it done by the day I turn 21. I'd like to be driving it before I'm 20, but I don't see that happening. Because I'm 18 now, there's a lot of work to be doing. If I really got on it and had about, I don't know, $1,000, I could have this thing done, the motor in it and it rolling, and running, and I could drive it. Really, I wouldn't even have to have $1,000. $600 for a carburetor, fuel pump, distributor, plugs and plug wires, and water pump. I could have this running for about $600. Have it in the car, have everything wired up, get everything wired up from there over here. Got all the doors on it, hood, fender, and all that stuff. Wiring from that car, wired all up. Front clip on, everything buttoned up, not painted. Just have maybe have the under hood panel painted, not even that. Have just everything swapped over. I could have it running probably within a month, and driving. But because I want to take my time on this car and really put parts into this car that aftermarket parts, like a bunch of aftermarket suspension components that make this car handle. This car's handle great from the factory, but there's some suspension parts that make these cars handle great, even better. Great, even better. I don't even know that's a word, but they handle great now. They'll make them handle even better. So that's pretty much the update. 8 minutes of rambling on about 2 POS Camaros. This car's a good body. Solid. Only a little bit of rust in the floor because of T-tops. Very bad deal there. But yeah, this is like an update, so I got some other videos I need to get uploaded and edited. I finally got my editing machine back working great, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video before I say more useless information for you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you in the next video. See you later.